Hello guys and welcome to another video. This time we're going to recap the COTA week of LFM, and we have our first protagonist here. We have Assetto in the McLaren and Bialak in the Ferrari. Going through the section here, Assetto was very poor coming out and he didn't realize that Bialak was making a move, and Bialak got the worst of it, going towards the wall, looking back at it frame by frame. I think Bialak should have lifted on the first contact right here, but instead he tried to drive through Acevedo and he got the worst of it. A suboptimal decision in my opinion, because there's more to play for. Later on in the race he could have lifted. Now he's bound to lose position by lifting, but still he can still fight with a car intact. But instead here, looking at another view, as Acevedo again makes the poor exit, and that gave the opportunity for Bialak to just drove through Acevedo. Nothing more I could say, but just a bad decision overall and a bad racecraft overall on Bialak's part. On Acevedo's part, he should have been more aware. But anyways, let's move forward now. Or again, rewind on my POV as I saw him crashing. To be fair, it took me quite a while to make a decision of which direction I should take, because it was he was very unpredictable when I saw him. But anyways, that caused me to get gapped by the rest of the pack, and including the guy I was dicing with, the white McLaren. Now going through this section here, the hardest section in my opinion for COTA. Touch the apex here, and then the next section, it looks like 3 corners, but in reality I just have to brake once, and that is here, and then hit the apex on the exit without hitting the sausage curve on the right. The red McLaren hit the sausage curve, and that compromised his exit, and now the white McLaren is trying to challenge him for the position, and we were just laying back, see what happens, see what develops. And as the white McLaren hits the apex and sends it down the inside, it's our turn to send it down the inside on the last corner. Easy move, unfortunately for the white McLaren though. He again touched the curves, the sausage curves on the right, and that gave me the run on him. So I veered to the left. He didn't challenge, didn't defend, shoot it down the inside, and another position gain. Moving forward in the middle of the race, or rather in the latter part of the race, where I'm dicing for P5 against the Mustang of Big Rick. As you can see, as you can observe, the Mustang is extremely fast in a straight line. I couldn't do anything. I'm like driving a GT4 on the back straight. As we brake for the corner here in the hairpin, he went super wide, didn't hit the apex at all. And this is where I make up the lost time. I think I lose 6 or 7 tenths in the back straight, and with that being said, I'm challenging the Mustang. Tries to have a look around the outside, nothing going there. I couldn't hit the apex because he was blocking it off. And over here, a little touch on the brakes, hit the curve on the right hand side and maintain a tight line. Unfortunately, I went wide here, but that will not matter because on the second to last corner, he missed the apex. Big Rick missed the apex, tries to rejoin. I had to lift, get out of the throttle because he's joining very sharply on the racetrack, and I had to make space for him in the inside. And now, again, I'm disadvantaged on the straights. I couldn't veer to the left to defend because he's there. And as we go through the straight, he just blow fast past me, going into turn number 1. And into turn number 1, this is where the dicing ends, because another Mustang routed me at the rear. And I also killed this Ferrari in the process, but that's Bielak. He's a back marker now because of the crash in lap number 1. So, nah. Still, I apologize for doing that. But anyhow, let's look at Oliman Hanks. So Oliman Hanks is the person who clouted me in the rear, going into turn number 1, braking super late. So the Ford sucks on the brakes, and he couldn't stop the car in time. So he hit me in the end, but he apologized at the end, so I don't really mind. Moving forward to another race, we have Italy on the McLaren, me on the Ferrari, and then Big Rick again on the Ford Mustang. So this was the next race, and I was dicing with Big Rick again. I couldn't pass him, and then I messed up this corner here, and I'm thinking to myself, why not relinquish Tali and let him dice against Big Rick and see what happens? So my goal here is to have a better racer pressurize Big Rick and drive close to them, and once Ali makes a move, I will pick up the scraps. So let's see it unfold here. As Big Rick is being pressurized, Ali goes side by side. Big Rick misses the apex big time again. That unleashes Tali, and that he gained the position, and I am here shooting it down the inside against Big Rick. Big Rick could do nothing about it because I'm already almost alongside him, so he had to make this space. And all throughout this race, I remained in this position. It's stationary. I was P6 here because the top 5, including Tali, is untouchable. And I was also P6 in the first race that I've shown. And finally, on the last race, I decided to qualify. I qualified great. I made P2 as I go wide on the first turn while riding on Big Rick's POV. This is Big Rick here. He qualified 3rd. And to tell you the truth, I was on fire on quali, but on race pace, I lost every bit of talent that I have in the quali, and I couldn't replicate the same pace I have on the qualifications. So I was using the same setup all throughout, same fuel levels, and I couldn't replicate 207.1s. I was lapping 207.1s, as we see Bielak here, who tries to make a move after Big Rick makes a mistake. Bielak switched to the Ford after using the Ferrari. You must have realized that the Ferrari is garbage on this part of the racetrack, on the back straight. So basically it's very bad here. As we go to another clip here, we move forward a little bit just to show myself. So Big Rick, well, he sucked in the quali, but he was on fire in the race. He was lapping low 207s. I couldn't touch 207s in the race, not until the latter part of the latter stages of the race. As we go side by side with him, I could do nothing about it. He is just superior than me on the straight line. The Mustang is nearly decimating the Italian car in the straights. So with that being said, Bielak also passed me in his own Ford Mustang as we go through the hairpin again. The hairpin, coming out of it, I tried my best to get a better exit. I did touch the sausage curves ever so slightly, but still that's enough for Bielak to maul me in the straights. So just a quick position recap. P1 has ran away in the sunset. P2 is Big Rick. P3 is Bielak, and I got booted out of the podium after that pass. But later on, something interesting will happen as we continue to try to dice with Bielak. As soon as I got behind, I cleared my head and I managed to hit 207s also. And with the 207s, even though I'm losing this much in the straights, I'm losing 7 tenths on these straights. I'm vulnerable against the Mustangs. Going through this technical section here, this is where I gained everything that I lost. And on this part we're in, it looks like 3 turns, but it's actually just 1. Braking just once, which is on the first apex. And then here's it's an aero section. Just tap the brakes ever so slightly. Maintain a tight line. I'm still not near him to make a move here, but still I'm, in a way I'm pressurizing him. As Big Rick pitted not because of damage but because he had the drive-through penalty. As it turns out, the reason why he's so fast is because he's abusing the track limits too much, and the game gave him a penalty anyways. Going back to the dicing here, Wheelbase had the moment going into turn number 1. Missing the apex entirely. Had to go super wide and I capitalized on it, going side by side. And from that point on, he lost all his space and I managed to keep P2. And that's the end of the video, guys. Thank you guys for watching and see you on the next one.